rediscovering the Apache way, foraging for food and connection. For centuries, the Apache people have lived in harmony with nature. They have relied on the land for sustenance, medicine, and spiritual connection. Their deep knowledge of plants and their uses has been passed down through generations. Today, this ancient practice of foraging is experiencing a resurgence. People from all walks of life are rediscovering the joy of connecting with nature and nourishing their bodies with wild foods. Back to our roots, trending now. In today's fast-paced world, where everything seems to be moving at the speed of light, there's a noticeable shift happening. People are starting to look back, to reconnect with the simpler, more grounded aspects of life. In a world dominated by technology and processed foods, where convenience often trumps quality, there's a growing desire for authenticity. The constant barrage of screens and synthetic experiences has left many yearning for something real, something tangible. There's a growing desire for authenticity. People are flocking to farmers' markets, seeking out organic produce and handmade goods. They want to know where their food comes from, to shake the hand of the person who grew it. People are yearning for simpler times, for a connection to the earth and its bounty. Families are spending weekends hiking through forests, having picnics in meadows, and rediscovering the joys of the great outdoors. It's no coincidence that foraging, also known as wildcrafting or gathering, is trending. This ancient practice of collecting wild plants and fungi is making a comeback as people seek to reconnect with nature in a meaningful way. Hashtags like hash foraging, hash wild food, and hash nature lovers are popping up all over social media. These digital breadcrumbs are leading people to a treasure trove of information and inspiration. People are sharing their foraging finds, recipes, and tips. They're documenting their adventures in the wild, showcasing the beauty and bounty of nature. It's a way to share knowledge and build a community around a shared passion. This renewed interest in foraging is more than just a fad. It's a movement towards a more sustainable and fulfilling way of life. Community workshops are springing up, teaching people how to identify edible plants and cook with foraged ingredients. It's a movement towards a more sustainable and fulfilling way of life. People are coming together to learn, to share, and to celebrate the gifts of the earth. Sustainable farming practices and community gardens are becoming more common as people seek to live in harmony with the environment. From children planting seeds to the elderly tending to gardens, this movement spans generations. It's about passing down knowledge and traditions, about creating a legacy of sustainability and respect for nature. The simple act of planting a seed, of watching it grow, is a powerful reminder of our connection to the earth. It's a reminder that we are all stewards of this planet and that our actions today will shape the world of tomorrow. As we move forward, let's take a moment to look back. Let's remember the wisdom of our ancestors and the beauty of a life lived in harmony with nature. Trending now is more than just a return to our roots. It's a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. A basket of memories, my grandmother's legacy. I can still picture my grandmother, her weathered hands gently gathering wild berries in a woven basket. Her hands, though aged and marked by time, moved with a precision and care that spoke of years of practice and deep respect for the land. Each berry she picked was placed with such tenderness, as if she was handling precious gems. She moved with a quiet grace, her eyes scanning the forest floor for hidden treasures. Her steps were light, almost as if she was dancing with the earth, each movement deliberate and filled with purpose. The forest was her sanctuary, a place where she felt at home, where every tree, every plant was a familiar friend. She taught me the names of the plants, their uses, and the stories they held. Each lesson was a journey into the past, a way to connect with our ancestors and the wisdom they had passed down through generations. She would tell me tales of how our people used these plants for medicine, for food, and for rituals that honored the earth and the spirits that dwelled within it. Foraging wasn't just about finding food. It was about connecting with our heritage, with the spirit of the land and with the generations who came before us. It was a way to honor our ancestors, to keep their traditions alive, and to ensure that their knowledge was not lost to time. Each outing into the forest was a lesson in humility and gratitude, a reminder of the delicate balance between humans and nature. Each plant, each berry held a memory, a story waiting to be shared. My grandmother would often sit with me by the fire, the basket of freshly picked berries between us, and weave tales of our people, of their struggles and triumphs, their joys and sorrows. These stories were more than just entertainment. They were a way to pass on our history, our values, and our connection to the land. They were a reminder that we are all part of something greater, a living tapestry of life that stretches back through the ages and forward into the future. Honoring the Earth's sustainable foraging practices. Foraging is a gift, and like all gifts, it must be received with respect and reciprocity. Sustainability is paramount. We must only take what we need and leave enough for the plants to regenerate and for the animals who also rely on them. It's about finding a balance, a way to live in harmony with the natural world. We must learn to listen to the whispers of the wind, the rustling of the leaves, and the wisdom of the plants themselves. Foraging challenge. Can you find these plants? Ready to embark on your own foraging adventure? Foraging is not only a fun and engaging activity, but it also connects you deeply with nature and the environment around you. It's a wonderful way to learn about the plants that grow in your local area and to discover the hidden treasures that nature has to offer. Let's start with a challenge. See if you can find these 3 common edible plants in your local area. These plants are not only easy to identify, but also packed with nutrients and can be a great addition to your diet. First, we have the dandelion. This plant is often considered a weed, but it's actually a nutritional powerhouse. Look for their bright yellow flowers and jagged leaves. The dandelion is incredibly versatile, and every part of it is edible. The flowers can be used to make dandelion wine or added to salads for a splash of color. The leaves are slightly bitter and can be used in salads, soups, or sautéed as a side dish. The roots can be dried and used to make a caffeine-free coffee substitute. Look for their bright yellow flowers and jagged leaves. The entire plant is edible. Next up is purslane. The entire plant is edible. Next up is purslane. This succulent plant has fleshy, reddish stems and small oval-shaped leaves. It's a nutritional powerhouse. Purslane is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins and minerals. It has a slightly tangy, lemony flavor and can be eaten raw in salads, cooked in soups, or even used as a garnish. This succulent plant has fleshy, reddish stems and small, oval-shaped leaves. It's a nutritional powerhouse. And finally, we have wild amaranth. This succulent plant has fleshy, reddish stems and small, oval-shaped leaves. It's a nutritional powerhouse. And finally, we have wild amaranth. This tall plant has broad green leaves and distinctive reddish-purple flower spikes. The leaves and seeds are edible and delicious. The leaves can be used in salads, soups, or sautéed as a side dish. The seeds can be cooked like quinoa or ground into flour for baking. This tall plant has broad green leaves and distinctive reddish-purple flower spikes. The leaves and seeds are edible and delicious. This tall plant has broad green leaves and distinctive reddish-purple flower spikes. The leaves and seeds are edible and delicious. The leaves can be used in salads, soups, or sautéed as a side dish. The seeds can be cooked like quinoa or ground into flour for baking. The leaves and seeds are edible and delicious. Remember, when foraging, it's important to be respectful of nature and to only take what you need. Always leave enough for the plants to continue growing and for other foragers to enjoy. Remember to forage responsibly and only harvest from areas where it's permitted. Make sure to positively identify any plant before consuming it, as some plants can be toxic. Happy foraging. Foraging with the Stars influencer collaborations. The world of foraging is blending seamlessly with modern trends. Influencers are partnering with experienced foragers to share their knowledge and passion with a wider audience. Imagine scrolling through your Instagram feed and seeing your favorite food blogger creating a delicious meal using wild mushrooms they foraged themselves. Or picture a survival expert on YouTube teaching viewers how to identify and harvest edible plants in the wilderness. These collaborations are making foraging more accessible and appealing to a new generation. Resilience in every route, learning from the land. Foraging teaches us more than just how to find food. It teaches us resilience, adaptability, and a deep respect for the natural world. When we forage, we learn to observe our surroundings, to identify patterns, and to adapt to changing conditions. We develop a sense of gratitude for the abundance that the earth provides. These are valuable lessons that extend far beyond the realm of foraging. They are life skills that can help us navigate the challenges of the modern world. Foraging surprise, a taste of the unexpected. Have you ever heard of pine needle ice cream before? It might sound strange at first, but it's a surprisingly delicious treat. The needles of certain pine trees, like the white pine, have a citrusy, slightly sweet flavor that adds a unique twist to desserts. Foraging is full of these unexpected delights, opportunities to experiment with new flavors and expand our culinary horizons. Share the bounty. Connect with nature and community. Foraging is more than just a solitary activity, it's a chance to connect with others who share a passion for nature and sustainable living. Join a local foraging group, attend a workshop, or simply invite a friend to explore the outdoors with you. Sharing your knowledge and love of foraging can help spread awareness about the importance of preserving our natural heritage. A journey of discovery. Embrace the Apache way. Rediscovering the art of foraging is more than just a trend, it's a journey of reconnection. It's about rekindling our relationship with the natural world, honoring the wisdom of our ancestors and embracing a more sustainable way of life. So step outside, breathe in the fresh air, and let the spirit of the Apache guide you as you rediscover the bounty that awaits in nature's embrace.